We're on the Delivering Happiness bus today, and we're talking to Shira Lazar. She is a media correspondent. She's all over the place. She's on YouTube.
You're going to say infamous. You're trying to figure out my position
Yeah.
because I have a show on YouTube. I work with CBS News.
Yep.
I host a lot of live streams for different companies, and I appear on TV, so I do a lot of stuff. It's not really one title. And I have a company where we do digital strategy.
So that actually
and all
was my first question. What is it you do? And you just answered it without me. I mean, are you reading my mind already?
I am.
Okay.
I feel, you tweeted me beforehand, so I knew the answers now. But I have a show on YouTube called The Partners Project. It's a weekly show where I interview YouTube stars. And then I'm actually announcing a new project with CBS News. That's going to be a really cool live interactive experience of some sort.
So what inspires you to do that stuff? Like what drives you?
I've always loved broadcasting. That was my main passion. But then I've always been interested in how you can use new media tools and technology to tell stories and connect with people. And so that's how I found this niche of kind of interviewing people and finding my way in my career on the web, because I wasn't going to be doing it at local news stations like people did back in the day, and I wasn't necessarily getting opportunities on TV, and the web let me do what I wanted to do and not wait for it.
Who would be your role model?
There's a ton of role models. I mean, there's people that are in business like, Bill Gates and Al Gore and, even Chris Anderson at TED and the editor of Wired, the other Chris Anderson, and entrepreneurs like that. Even Tony Hsieh is a huge mentor and role model. As a broadcaster, I have people I look up to like Oprah and Barbara Walters and even Ryan Seacrest. Don't roll your eyes. People who have taken their passions and made them into a brand and made it into something bigger than themselves. I'm definitely, because of what I do, interested in the future of media and news and how we're going to experience that and blend in our social streams and feeds.
So overall, being super hyper-connected, what's the overall impact?
Well, we'll either all go crazy and explode. That's going to be one possibility. The digital apocalypse will happen. Or hopefully there's a lot of good that can come of it. It can empower people that didn't have the ability to say or do anything or reach people. Innovation that I couldn't live without every day. I would say, definitely an iPhone too, in terms of being able to shoot and take pictures and upload right away and share it with your friends. I don't necessarily know if that's an innovation anymore, but I was uploading video for years and it wasn't possible even on an iPhone. The only thing you could do it on was a Nokia, and it was, it would take minutes just to upload the video, and now to go live without having to pay, a satellite truck to do it for you is really awesome.
What would you like to see? Like, what would be your dream innovation?
I think for, to be able to do anything without asking permission. And so if I want to broadcast from somewhere and, do it in a high quality way and distribute it, I'm like a one-man band. And I don't see necessarily, we'll rely on bigger companies, but I see that as more partnerships than them leading the way in terms of everything. I think the power will be more with the individual.
What's your biggest failure that you'd like to talk about? And what have you learned from that?
Oh, I've lost lots of jobs that I thought at the time were, really important and were going to jet me into this crazy place. And I put my all into them, and the people at the top or my bosses just didn't acknowledge it. And I don't necessarily look at that as a failure, though. It's like, you are who you are, and not everyone will accept that. So I try not to look at those things and say, okay, it's a failure or regret. There's just no point. You have to have your goal, but don't look so far. Look at what you can do now to get it going. Because you can't expect other people to invest in you if you're not going to invest in yourself. End it on that.